What is the difference when people say that cap is a myth, or that people who believe in cap over cash? What do you say in terms of that? Because you and I, and even Brandon, have been kind of like under the impression that cap is a myth and cash is really your saving grace, if you will.
Yeah, it's a good question. So the salary cap is really just the way you account for money. So it's an accounting structure. You can only account for X amount of dollars. There's every team is given the cap, their cap space for the year, and then whatever you rolled over from the previous year, whatever you didn't use in the previous year, you can roll over. So you basically have your contracts that you have that you have to account for in that year, and then you have your whatever the difference is there is your space. So the reason a lot of people don't think it's real is because you can basically throw cash at a problem and kick the can down the line. What I mean by that is if you restructure a salary, say there's a $20 million salary, you restructure that and basically you take just a minimum salary, which is a little over $1 million, take the rest of it and pay it up front in a signing bonus, maybe 19 million, call it. Then you get to actually account for that 19 million over the remainder, prorated over the remainder of the contract. So if there's 3 years left, whatever 19 divided by 3 is, that would be what goes against the cap in this year, but then it would also go against the cap next year and the year after that. If you cut the player before that's over, then you have to take all of that money that you paid and account for it in the year that you cut them, which is what leads to dead cap hits. So yes, there teams that can pay more in cash up front, which it does vary team to team. The Broncos, of course, with the richest owners in football by a long shot, don't have any problem, front loading these contracts.
Right.
Can kick the can down the line. I mean, at some point, that bill is always going to come due. But these teams know what they're doing. They have a plan for it. You never plan to cut a Russell Wilson and take a dead cap hit the way the Broncos did. But they figured it out. And there's always a way to figure it out and manipulate it to make sure you get under the cap. So all these teams you see that have negative cap space, they'll have cap space by they know what they're doing. They've had this planned for years in advance, and they'll have the ability to spend some money, at the end of the day.